Morning, everybody. It's been a while. One thing after another has kind of delayed my stream. Like, I tried to stream 2 days ago, and Streamlabs would not connect both the cameras, so like the overhead camera, this one, and then the front-facing one, and I spent several hours trying to figure it out, only to find out that other people were having the same issue after the update. So, we are back, though, and hopefully everything is working. It's actually playing, like, 3 different audios of me right now into my ear. There we go. Just had to mute them all. All right, we're back. Okay, so today in this live stream, I'm going to be answering Q&A if anyone has questions while I'm practicing. Otherwise, I'm just going to practice. So it's been a while since I've actually sat down to drum and whatnot. So we're going to work on limb independence today. In all these like 500 plus live streams, there are timestamps in the description to show like what I was practicing or what I was talking about. Now, because I've been drumming since 1998, and been teaching since 2003, I've had a range of performing and teaching experience. So people ask me questions like, how do I get better as a performer? Or how do I get better as an educator? Because I have a PhD in music education, like with a background in teacher education, I'm qualified to not only teach you how to drum, but also how to teach better. So I often get questions that I will edit and put into this drumming tips playlist. There are over 19 hours of me responding to some really awesome questions from different people in the chat, ranging from how perfectionism might be holding back your drumming and your teaching, how to like deal with that, or like drumming tip number 100 is like specifically just focused on whether or not it's worth it to get a doctorate in music education, etc. So that's like almost 15 minutes of me just answering that question. But there's a lot of different topics in here, ranging about the performance mindset to how to practice, etc. Now, I'm going to be using free resources. There are literally thousands of them on my home tab of YouTube. So if you go to the home tab, I've got them organized into different sections. For example, here's the chop section. It currently has 84 chop exercises. There's gaming stuff because I'm a nerd. Skip that if you're not interested in it. There's over 1,000 grid variations. There's over 400 for triplet, over 500 for 16th note. This is where I'm practicing today. It's limb independent stuff, but there's also marching bass drum stuff. There's scores and ensembles. There's sight reading. There's a few hundred technique exercises. And then here's where you can finally find all of the 19 plus hours of drumming tips, the Q&A that I've answered on these live streams, as well as some scripted lessons on specific topics like how to hold traditional grip, or what's the most recent one? There's about how to turn a snare part into a tenor split. And then here's where you can find all the live streams. So if you're interested in this, the home tab is where you can find all the free resources that I'm going to be using. Now, in order to get myself into a nice goofy mindset and to get myself not too serious about this, I am going to have Shia LaBeouf help motivate me. So, Shia, we're going to get motivated here. I probably forgot you. I forgot everyone. I have amnesia, actually. It's a condition. Don't make fun of me. Here we go. Shia, help me. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success, well, you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah. Shia LaBeouf, motivating the masses. One more flex for good luck. Thanks, Shia. I'm so happy now. Why, hello, whatnot. Fallout 76? Yeah. Tyler, good morning. I thought I was going to be gone for like a day or two, training the new dogs we got. And then it ended up being like, what, 3-4 weeks or something? Yikes. Unanticipated. Spent a lot of time training the dogs. And then had issues with Streamlabs. Like, couldn't connect both the cameras. So I'm back, though. I figured out a workaround for it until they actually fix it in their update. I had to like switch to an older camera. If I'm using 2 of the same, it won't work. Like, try to go live. Didn't work. Wah, wah. Anyways. Okay. Goodbye, whatnot. How's that been going? Oh, great. The dogs are good. We hung out with some friends up in northern Arizona. We like rented a Airbnb and they had a dog, so like I was training them to not be reactive for a couple of weeks because our Doberman in particular is got a lot of energy and a lot of feelings that he likes to get out through barking. So we've been like training him to do that less, but he did great with them. So I'm very, very proud of them. But now we got to work on some other kinds of training, like recall and whatnot. So it's fun though. They're great dogs. They're just they've had one of them's 1 year old and one of them's 2 year olds. The Doberman's 2 and the Pit Bull Lab mix is 1, and they haven't really been trained with expectations and whatnot. Like, hey, you don't need to bark at children while walking, etc. So we're trying to teach them how to not do that. But that's part of signing up for training dogs. Okay, I am going to play through 2 different limb independence patterns. So the way I'm going to do this, I did this the last time before I took the break to like train dogs and whatnot, but I'm going to switch between 2 different patterns while playing through the line. So the first one I'm going to do is just your standard ding, ding, ding. By the way, Tyler, how have you been? How's the season treating you for WGI? Okay, so standard 2 and 4 on the hi-hat, ding, ding, ding. Okay, cool. Yay! Now I'm going to do short long, so eighth notes on the snare, swung. Anything longer than that on the bass drum. That's one line that I'm going to do. So the first line will be that. The next line that I'll play will be pattern number 4, which pattern number 4 is where you play eighth notes on the tom. Anything longer than the eighth note is going to be on the bass drum and the ride. So while I fill in with triplets on the snare. Now they're supposed to be ghost notes, but I'm playing them louder so you can hear them with this drum trigger. Otherwise, you won't hear it on the drum trigger. So if it's eighth notes, you'll hear. Okay, you'll also hear on quarter notes with 2 and 4 on the hi-hat the entire time. That is the constant, okay? So all that being said, we're going to play through some limb independence charts. Now when you scroll down here, this is on jaredoleary.com/drum. I'm in the limb independence section. I'm going to play swung charts. They start as low as 40 beats a minute or as fast as 240 beats a minute, every single click in between. And there's also straight versions, but I'm going to do the swung version. Beep. And I'm going to play, let's just do 1 through 5. That sounds great. Now, the way that this is set up is it's got 5 different charts in each one of these different videos. I'm going to play this first line with ding, 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 and like that. The next line is when I'm going to switch this line right here to and then I'll go back to the pattern that I was just doing for the first line. So I'm just going to alternate between line 1, line 2, line 1, line 2, the 2 different patterns, okay? Oh, and I forgot to mention, these patterns, by the way, are from this book. It's called 50 Ways of Syncopation. It's by Dom Moyle. There's 50 ways that you can work on limb independence. I highly recommend this book. It's great. Dom's also a really cool, phenomenal drummer. Very chill guy as well. But in the timestamps of all these thousands of play-alongs on my home tab, you can pick whatever BPM you want. So if you are better than me, you can go faster. If you want to go slower, you can do that too. However you want to play. 1, 2, ready, and so count it off. And then this first line is just like playing, vamping. If you'd like to, you can improvise or just play the ostinato pattern. The ostinato is the thing that doesn't change. 1, 2, in this case, it's like a ride. And the hi-hat. Now we're going to switch. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna switching between the first and the second one. You've been loving the tenor content? Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been having fun making it. And to have approval from somebody who's actually a tenor player feels good. I just play a tenor player on TV. But for anyone who doesn't know, I march snare. Screwed up the hi-hat or the ride pattern. I also at one point like cut my stick like underneath my ride as I was like sliding over. It like bounced like just perfectly. Whoops. Yeah, the next video I'm working on is like how to fix slicing, and then what was the other one? I'm switching the order. I just finished the script yesterday, and I can't remember. What was it? What was the other video that I was... One was on slicing. Huh! I can't remember. Brain, why aren't you working? Starting with this one first. Just keeping it fresh. Oops. I forgot to switch. Let's do this one twice. And then the last line, we'll switch. So you could do like every 2 lines, switching between the patterns, every 3 lines, whatever you want to do. I'm doing every 1 so I can just get used to that transition going back and forth between them. So the more frequently you do the transition between the 2 different patterns, the more you're practicing it. Sweet. Yeah, so that was, again, switching back and forth between 2 different patterns. But if you are newer to limb independence, you can just stick with one of the patterns and go through that. Now, if you are also new to limb independence, on the home tab, under the limb independence section, every single one of the playlists that are inside of here has a video that shows you how to develop limb independence, as well as like 62 different ways to play through limb independence. So, for example, if you go into like the 8th note timing exercises, this video shows you how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. And then this video shows you how to play one chart 62 different ways. So this is a long video, but it's a stream that I did for like a little over 3 hours where I played through one chart 62 different ways. So if you want to learn it, check out the timestamps. It shows you all those different ways to do that. Now, I'm going to stretch and massage, and then we'll get back into playing through some different patterns. Maybe we'll do a samba next. First stretch that I'm going to do is the sides of the form. So I pull in, I push through. Oh, yeah. You just finished up your closer? Gonna do your first full run on Friday? Ooh, that's awesome. GG's. That is cool. That is cool. That'll be exciting. If you can, record it. And then, like, you can play it back for the students throughout the year. Just like the rest of the season, rather. Like, hey, look how far we've come. This is what it was like 3 weeks ago. Here's what it was like a month and a half ago. Whatever. Can be motivating to see that progress. Because, like, sometimes when you're stuck in that, like, nitty-gritty where it's just like you're doing the grind, trying to refine, and there's always something new to work on. It's like, well, we're not making progress because we're always working on something. Well, no, it's just you're constantly refining. I'm going to stretch now the underside of the forearm. But if you have that, like, reference point of, like, here's where we were on our very first run, here's where we are now, that can be motivating. I'm just pulling back a little bit. I used to do that with when I was a band director. Back in the day, that was, like, almost 20 years ago. Wow. But when I was a band director, I would, like, for the final concert for parents, we would play our very first song, have a recording of it, and play it for them, for the parents, so they could hear what we sounded like on day one. And then we would, like, actually play it live just to show them, like, the progress that we made. It sounds like a train. It's hilarious. Okay, so I just stretched the underside of the forearm. Now I'm going to stretch the top side. So you could do it one at a time like this, but if you do it on your legs, it goes twice as fast, which, you know, efficiency. Yay. Next, what I'm going to do is stretch my fingers. So I'm starting with the larger part of the arms and then moving my way towards the smaller part, towards the tip of the fingers. So what I'm going to do is thumb to thumb now, so this just goes twice as fast, stretching the fingers. Can I play any song that you tell on the drums? No, this is a different type of stream. So a lot of drummers, what they end up doing is they'll do, like, covers of stuff and they'll just, like, play things live, but that's actually against copyright. And I don't feel like getting copyright violations on YouTube. So what these streams are is I practice and then I answer questions. So if people have questions about how to get better with drumming, I've been drumming since 1998. But if people have questions about how to get better at teaching, I do have a doctorate in music education, and I've been teaching since 2003. So I answer a ton of questions about, like, how to get better performing or teaching. Otherwise, if I don't get questions like that, then I just practice. But right now, I'm just kind of doing a quick stretch and massage routine. But if you go to the home tab on my YouTube, since that's where you are, but on the home tab, these are where you can find all the exercises that I practice on these streams. But here's where you can find all of the responses to the questions that I get. There's over 19 hours of me responding to different questions on these live streams. There's over 500 live streams. And then there's also these, like, scripted lessons where I, like, show you how to do traditional grip or the stretch and massage routine that I'm doing, etc. But home tab of YouTube is where you can find all of these things. You're a beginner? So if you're a beginner, what I'd highly recommend doing is taking a look at the drumming lessons video, or playlist rather, or the drumming tips playlist. The drumming lessons is like one video on one topic, whereas the drumming tips one, it's like me answering different questions throughout this. So like this one, let's see, how to teach a drumline blend in with the ensemble. That might not be interesting to you. Maybe what you would be interesting is like 3 different flam taps, 1 exercise, etc. So there's a lot of different answers to different questions on here. You can check those out. But I'd highly recommend focusing on the tips and lessons section rather than, like, you know, jumping into the hard stuff right away. Cool. So that was the stretch routine. Now I'm going to do a quick massage routine. So I'm going to massage up and down the forearm with my thumb on top and my fingers underneath, just trying to get nice and relaxed. And by the way, if you notice a big old bruise on this arm, that was one of the reasons why I didn't stream, is because I donated platelets, but they went through the vein and it created like I think it's called a hematoma, where it just basically creates like a massive bruise. And it was like really sore, so that delayed me from getting back to streaming. But I can finally move my arm without it being sore. Thanks, so check them out. You're very welcome. And if you have questions on any of the lessons or the tips or whatever, I do respond to all comments on the YouTube videos as long as you're not a troll. I just like ban you to the nether without any kind of response. But if you got questions on how to get better, I can point you to resources because there's literally thousands of drumming videos on my home tab. It can be a bit overwhelming at times, so feel free to ask questions. But there's tons of content in there. I'm massaging the hands, so fingers are massaging the back, thumbs are massaging the palm. And then the last massage that I'm going to do is base the tip of each one of the fingers. Quick little massage. And then we will get back into alternating between 2 different limb independence variations. And this time I'll do a Samba. That sounds good. I think I'll do unison. And then a ghost note version. I'll show you that here in a second. So massaging base the tip of each of the fingers, do it at least twice. If your finger's extra tight, like one of them, just like spend more time with it, like 3 or 4 times. Whatever you need to do. Okay, so what I'm going to play is a samba pattern. So the ostinato, the thing that does not change, is the foot pattern. So you're going to go boom, chick, boom, boom, chick, boom, boom. Okay, so that's the pattern that's just going to stay the same the entire time with the feet. The hands, on the other hand, are going to switch. First line, I'm going to play unison, so double stops, playing both hands at the same time. One on snare, one on ride, okay? The second line that I'll play is I'm going to play the melody in the right hand. So short notes here with the bead or tip of the stick, and then the side or shaft of the stick will play on the bell on longer notes. So eighth notes, quarter notes. When I'm not playing something, my left hand is going to play ghost notes. So ghost notes are like small, quiet notes. But in order for you to hear it with this drum trigger right here, I'm going to play them a little louder than I normally would. So if I'm playing like quarter notes or longer, and it's just a giant rest, this is just going to be playing eighth notes over and over. The entire time while playing boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom. Okay, like that. So that's the plan. And the last time I played through a samba pattern using this little handy spreadsheet I made for myself, I played through the unison one at how fast? 170. I'm going to go a little slower because I'm alternating between 2 different patterns. So I'm going to try it at 160. And I'm going to go back to my home tab. I'm going down to the limb independence section. So I'm going past the chop stuff, past the grid variations. Inside of here, for every single one of these sections on my home tab, just click on the header and it shows you all the playlists inside of there. Otherwise, you won't see them all. So for example, under the technique section, if you keep scrolling, it stops at flam exercises. I can't scroll anymore. But if I go here, you can see when we go to flam exercises, there's a whole bunch more playlists inside of here that can help you with your technique or tips and lessons or grid or whatever. Okay, so just click on the header for this. So inside of here, I'm going to play a straight pattern instead of a swung pattern. And I'm going to play it at 160. So I'm going to say straight drum charts, 160 to 240. So I open up this playlist, and there are 55 different charts in here. I just played 1 through 5, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next set, 6 through 10, so that way I can practice sight reading. In all of these thousands of play-alongs, go into the timestamps, and select your BPM, and it'll count off, and then you just play along to it. So it's counting off in my head. 2, ready, and. Okay, so this is 160. This is the pattern that doesn't change, the ostinato. I'm going to play unisons on the first line, and then I'll play that ghost variation on the next line. And again, on these first lines of each one of the charts, you can improvise here. You can play just the ostinato, the pattern that repeats, whatever you want to do. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and. Cool. Okay, had a little rhythm reading error on the second to last line. I'm so sorry. Unsubscribe. I understand. A 1, a 2, here we go. Read that wrong. So I'm switching between 2 different limb independence variations for each line. If you're actually playing with a group, you might do it every like 8 bars instead of every 4 bars, or maybe every 16 bars, or even longer than that. This is just a practice. I'm switching the order, by the way. Now unison. Switch. Cool. A 1, a 2, here we unison. Sweet. So each one of these videos in this playlist will do 5 charts. So that was 5 of them. Cool. 6 through 10. Nice. All right. So overall, that was mostly musical while playing through it, and I had fun while doing it. So this keeps track of, like, on average, how I'm doing, like what the BPM is, what the quality of the playing is, etc. So this particular spreadsheet I created for myself. I love you lots. And you can actually make your own version of this. If you go into the Home tab and you scroll down, inside of the drumming tips, there's a video that I made a long time ago. All the way down here. Number 74. How journaling can help drummers. And so this talks about why I use it and how I use it for this first part right here. And inside of here, there is a link that says, if you'd like to be able to create your own, basically, click on this link, and then it allows you to make your own version of that. So that's in the description, and it's that link. And then when you click on it, it'll be like, hey, do you want to create a copy of this thing? And it's a blank template that has, like, all of the features of keeping track of, like, your average with it. And then column A keeps track of, on average, how did it sound? So when I was streaming this, if you, like, look at this video, you'll see some of these were meh, or some of these need a lot of work. Others were technically proficient, which means you're able to play the ink on the page fairly comfortably. And then musical means you're adding in extra timbres and textures, etc. So you'll see, like, in this particular stream that I did a long time ago, that a lot of these were meh or needs a lot of work. But over time, over the past year or so, been working on these, and they're all at least technically proficient. Except for this one, ignore that. That's just a placeholder. So yeah, over time it got better. And you can too. Okay, cool. So we just played through a swung pattern. We played through a samba pattern. Let's do a different pattern. So what I'm going to actually do is alternate between, like, 2 different rock patterns. So one of them that I'm going to play, let me see what number it is from Dom's book. Sorry, I'm looking for it. And why do I have the Doug song stuck in my head? I don't know. That's just how my brain worked. Okay, so this one. Pattern number 48. So you're playing paradiddle, okay? And then left, right, right, left. So that's the pattern. Put an accent on 2 and 4, make it a little funkier. And then the next pattern that I'm going to play is... Okay, so I'm playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and alternating between the ride and the hi-hat with snare on 2 and 4. While I'm going to read through the charts on the right foot. So this is the independent part. So I'm playing 2 different patterns, and the entire time my right foot is going to be reading the charts on the screen, and the hands are going to be doing different stuff, okay? So we're going to be switching. So, how fast do I want to play that? 700 beats a minute. Wow. Much wow. Okay, so how fast did I play this last time? 130? Let's go a little slower, so we're going to go 120. So I'm going to go back to my home tab. Whee! I'm going to scroll down to the lame independent section. Again, clicking on the header so I can see all of the different playlists for this particular section. And I'm playing straight drum charts at 120. So I'm going to go inside of here. I just played 1 through 5 and then 6 through 10, so I'm just going to go to the next set. Again, there's 55 charts in there to help you practice sight reading. Don't do the same ones over and over. You want to practice reading charts. This will help you with improvising down the road, etc. We're going to do it at 120. I'm going to start off with paradiddle right, paradiddle left, right, right, left, paradiddle left, right, right, left. 1, 2, ready, and then, after I play through the first line, I'll switch to this pattern, only to go back to this pattern. 1, 2, we'll see how this goes. 2, wish me luck. No. This is why we're practicing. Yikes, this one's hard. If it's too different between the 2 different patterns, it, for me, like makes my brain like go into overdrive. 1, 2, we're overclocking. 2, ready, and. Yeah, so it's that like first 2 counts. If I can get the first 2 counts right, reading the pattern on the foot while switching the hands, then I feel comfortable. But if I mess up that like first 2 counts, then uh-oh. So 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Read that wrong. So most of the time I'm playing on the hi-hat for this pattern, but you can also play it like I did on that second to last line. Whatever you want to do. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. No! See, I messed up that first 2 counts and messed up the whole thing. Here we go. Ooh, screwed up the hi-hat at the end there. I'm gonna do this again with another set of charts, another set of 5, because it doesn't feel comfortable yet. The transition is wonky. 1, 2, here we go. See what I mean? Screwed up the foot. I was able to recover, but the hi-hat was playing the same thing as the ride on the downbeat. There we go. Oof. Yeah, so that transition from here, this feels fine when I go into this. But when I go into this pattern, it's difficult. This is the easy one. For me, it might be different for you, it might be the opposite. But that is weird compared to that. I don't know if it's because of the hi-hat on the offbeat or what, but it's a fun challenge. I'm enjoying it. But I'm gonna go to the next set of charts, so that way I can again continue to refine this with a different set of sight reading charts. So that was 11 through 15, so now I'm gonna do 16 through 20. You can jump around, you can go in reverse order, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to go same tempo, so same speed, 120 beats a minute. Whoop. And it'll count off here in a second. But let me get some kohi. Hot kohi. Oishikatta desu. Okay. There. And go. And go. And go. 2, ready, and... If you want, add that shup on 1 and 3. 2, 1, 2, here we go. No. I screwed up the hi-hat, and I couldn't jump back in. There we go. Yeah, if I mess up that offbeat on the hi-hat, that first upbeat on the 8th note, if I mess it up, uh-oh, screws up the whole line too. Here we go. Again, on these like lines where it just has 8 measures of time, you can improvise. Or you can just sit there and just keep the time going. Whatever you want to do. Totally up to you. Hello, Q! Screwed up the hi-hat again. Ugh, the transition. I'm gonna play this another set of 5 charts after this one. To spend more time working on that. And then I will actually work on double kick, double bass pedal, so I can work on my feet too. Ready, and that was better than the last couple of charts, but still, even when I play it right, it doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It's just not comfortable yet. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... It's difficult. So, if you're just tuning in, you're like, what are you doing? I'm switching each line between 2 different patterns. So the first pattern I'm playing is a paradiddle left, right, right, left. Okay, so while reading the chart with the foot, okay? The next line, I'm switching over to a different pattern where I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So the ride is on quarter notes. The hi-hat is on upbeat. So on the 8th note, upbeat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... While keeping snare on 2 and 4. So I'm switching between this one and this one, back to this one, every line. And the entire time, I'm reading, the independent part is on the foot, okay? So that's how I'm switching between 2 different limb independence patterns. But I'm going to go back to here. We just did 16 through 20, so I'm just going to do the next set, 21 through 25. This is, by the way, working on limb independence on hard mode. I'd recommend just focusing on one until you get them comfortable. Switching back and forth between 2 of them is much more complicated for the brain. So don't start here. If you are new to it, check out the limb independence section on my home tab. Every one of those playlists has a video that shows you how to develop limb independence. I can't speak. Limb independence. There you go. You can enunciate sometimes. Okay. Next set of 5 charts. Same 2 different patterns. Switching every line. 2, 1, 2. Read it on the foot. ugh. I was like, oh, this feels fine. And then I get to the last line and my brain was like, no. I will not participate. Okay, let's try this again. 2, 1, 2, read it on the foot. Okay, so for that chart, most of the issues were sight reading. Hooked on phonics did not work for me, apparently. Heel up or heel down? Yeah, it depends on what you're going for. I'll explain more here in a moment. Ready? And... so, like, if you want more power, heel up. But it, limits more dynamic control if your heel is up. No! Oh, I totally screwed up the foot. 1, 2, here we go. I can't answer your question while I am trying to switch between these patterns. Give me a second. Yeah, so heel down, you have more control over the dynamics. So you can play soft, you can play loud. And it, quite frankly, for me, feels more comfortable. But heel up gives you more power and more speed. So you can switch between the two, depending on what you're playing. You don't have to stick with one. In fact, in a moment, I'm going to practice both of them. With an exercise called Chug. See, I keep putting my hi-hat with the ride. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this. Having a conversation? Yeah, it's technically a 5-way independence when you do that. So you do the 4 limbs and then the talking makes it the 5th way. Drum set teacher that I studied with, Arizona State University, would have us like work on that. We would like count, say something different than what we're playing. It was fun. It was challenging. But it's hard to have your brain focus on so many things while sight reading, which is why I keep screwing up. Okay, so for that, again, I was switching between 2 different patterns, one for each line. So one, paradiddle, paradiddle, left, right, right, left. Okay? While reading the charts on the foot. And then the next line, I'd switch back to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with a hi-hat on the upbeat, the ride on the quarter notes, and snare on 2 and 4, while again, this is advanced mode for limb independence, switching back and forth between 2 different patterns. Don't start there. Start with the easier stuff where you're just doing one of them for a long time. Now, if you're like, well how do I do this limb independent stuff? if you go to the home tab down here in this section, this is where every one of these playlists links to limb independence video that shows you how to develop it. So if I click on a random one like this one, drumming tip number 50, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit, shows you how to work on it. And then this one shows you 62 different ways that you can play through all these 55 different charts working on limb independence, okay? But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to work on my foot. So what, looks like it's Corey, sorry, the screen is too far away. What Corey was saying is heel down or heel up when playing. Like, do you tap like this or do you tap like this? Both are viable techniques. So for me, when you play with heel down, you have more granular control over the dynamics, being able to play softer, louder, etc. Being able to place those like individual notes. Like if you want to do ghost notes, like alternating, so like triplet, triplet, triplet. Sorry, the pedal's not kicking up, or the trigger's not picking up the pedal, rather. I would do it with heel down. But if I want to play fast like double bass, then I would do it with heel up. Now, I am not good yet at double bass, so I'm going to practice doing both. So I'm going to do a whole rep of an exercise with my heel down, and then a whole rep of an exercise with my heel up, and I'll call it out when I'm doing this. And the exercise that I'm going to be working on is actually under the technique section. So if I go here, scroll down to the technique section, there are almost 500 technique-specific videos. When you click on here, there's a playlist called Endurance and Speed Exercises. It currently has 70 videos inside of here. And so lots of stuff that you can work on with your hands, with your feet, whatever you want to do to work on your endurance and speed specifically. And the one that I'm going to work on is a chug variation with hertas, okay? So when I click on here, pulls up the play along. Now I'm going to say I want to practice this at a specific BPM. So I want to practice this at, I think, 80 is a comfortable tempo. It might be too fast for me. But the exercise that I'm going to play is this. So, but I'm going to do it with my feet. So, that's the eventual goal. But I'm not good at double bass yet. So my goal this year is to like really work on this, try and get my feet better, because I have a double bass pedal now, so I might as well practice it. So, 80 might be too fast for me, but let's try it. Let's back up a little bit and play. It's going to count off of my headphones, but first one I'm going to do is with my heel down, and then I'll do it with heel up. Oh yeah, this might be quick too. Ready and a go. Yeah, too fast. Also, the drum trigger's not picking up the left pedal for some reason when I'm playing with the right. Let's see if that fixed it. I just adjusted it. Let's go slower. So let's do, I don't know, 60? Whoop. This goes from 20 beats a minute all the way up to 160, every click in between. So if you're way better than me, sweet, you can go way faster. If you are worse than I am, sweet, you can go slower. 2, and ready, and go. Heel down. All right, now heel up. Okay, so changing from this to this, so I can work on both techniques. Go and... You'll notice that my heel up is worse than my heel down. I have less time, spent practicing that. Here we go. Heel down. It's totally like bleed. You're right. Heel up now. If you played like this with hands, like doing this while playing it to totally prepare you for that. I'm not there yet. Okay, heel down again. Again, I'm switching back and forth so that way I can work on both of them. Ready and a go, and... So right now, this is like really working my left leg in particular, but like 5 months from now, 8 months from now, 12 months from now, it's going to be maybe even double the speed. 1 and 2, heel up, ready, and go, and... But the only way that's going to happen is if I practice it daily. Heel down. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And... My left leg is getting so tired. Heel up. 1, skill issue 2, ready, and go, and... Cool, heel down. And 1 and 2 and ready and go, and... Last rep, heel up. And 1 and 2 and ready and go, and... Ooh. So this is like my limit right now, that speed. My left leg is like cramping up. My hertas are slurring, etc. Like, it doesn't sound good. So what I need to do is each day I need to practice some of the exercises from this endurance and speed exercises playlist, which has a ton of different ways that you can work on your hand speed, your foot speed, whatever you want to do, etc. So I'm going to be working on this both on stream and off stream. Probably trying to spend about 10 or so minutes a day just getting it so that it's more comfortable. Now, I know that in several months or a year's time, it will be better because I've done it with my hands. Like, I can play fine, play fast with my hands, but to get my feet going, I just got to actively invest time into it. So if you want to get better with it, what I recommend for you is scroll down on the home tab to the tips and lessons section. Inside of here are 2 playlists that I'd recommend focusing on. One is the drumming lessons playlist. Every Monday, there's going to be a new one of these releasing. These are the scripted lessons on a very specific thing, like how to hold traditional grip, or what are playing zones on tenors, or whatever. Check those out for one topic, just each one of the videos. But in here, the drumming tips one, it has currently over 19 hours of drumming Q&A that I've answered on these live streams. So again, this is like office hours. I'm here to practice, to improve, and I'll answer questions if people have them. Either live in the chat or on the comments on my videos. But inside of here are a bunch of different topics like how to teach better, how to drum better, etc. Because I've been drumming for, well, since 1998 and I've been teaching since 2003, I have a range of experience both as a performer, an educator, a scholar, etc. So I answer a bunch of different questions on here, like What is touch when drumming? Or should your wrist line up with your forearm? Etc. When it says and other drumming tips, that means there are more topics in there. So if you are not interested in this first thing, in the timestamps in this particular video, I also talk about how to improve a rudiment, or do play-alongs hurt your drumming, or velocity strokes with rebounds. So like those are other different topics that are inside of here that's unrelated to the title. So if you see and other drumming tips or and other teaching tips, there's more in there that might be of interest if the first thing is not. But again, there's over 19 hours of Q&A, so something in there is going to be of interest to you, and it can help with your own drumming. Speaking of something of being of interest to you, the Home tab also has all the chop stuff, the grid stuff, the limb independence, marching bass, scores and ensemble, sight reading, technique exercises, organized. Just click on a header, and it takes you to here. This is as neatly organized as I can do it on YouTube, but if you go to any one of the videos, like let's just randomly go to Diddle Flow. The first link in all of these takes you to jaredoleary.com/drum. This is where I've got things organized neater than I can on YouTube because it's my website, so I can actually, modify it, unlike I can on YouTube. So this is a neater presentation of all the YouTube content. If you see any video that says members first, they're all scheduled to release for free. Every single one of them. There's currently over 600 of those, so it might be 600 days from now for it to come out because a new play-along releases daily. So you can either wait for it, or if you click on any one of the videos and you click the join button under it, sorry, I'm hearing myself talk. This join button, this actually allows you to get early access to all 600 plus videos, and that's for the cheapest that I can make it on YouTube, 99 cents. All the other tiers are the exact same thing. It's just a higher level of support if you want to. But what really supports me is just sharing my content with somebody else. So if you like any of these free resources, just share it with somebody else. I promise all the content will come out for free. I don't want to paywall any of my stuff, but I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to actually get ready to resume playing Borderlands 4. I should be doing regular drum streams much more frequently now that I figured out what was wrong with Streamlabs and why it wouldn't allow me to stream with both of these cameras. But now that that's fixed, I should be back every day. So if you got questions, leave them live in the comments or leave it on a video, and I will respond to it on stream in a future one. So tomorrow we'll be on a drum pad, and then the next day we'll be back on the kit. So I'm going to keep alternating between limb independence, drum pad, limb independence, drum pad. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you all. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. But otherwise, if you enjoy this content, share it with somebody else. And if you don't enjoy this content, share it with an enemy. Goodbye.